matter, the Pahalgam route that has seen the Amarnath yatra attack also few years back, but this time the government has promised to the pilgrims coming to the J&K that they are going to have the best atmosphere, they're going to have best facilities. The government has also announced that this year the yatra will be of 62 days, which will commence from 1st of July and will culminate on 31st of August. To know more about the accommodation and the kind of work that is taking place here at the Pantha Chowk, I'm joined by the representative of the Shrine Board.
जहाँ श्री अमरनाथ जी का जो कंस्ट्रक्शन हो रही है, बहुत अच्छे तरीके से दिन रात काम चल रहा है और अच्छे तरीके से हो रहा है।
तो आप लोग बना क्या रहे हैं, कौन कौन सी फैसिलिटीज रहेंगी?
जहाँ जितने भी जो यात्री निवास होंगे, श्री अमरनाथ श्राइन बोर्ड की तरफ से जो यात्री निवास जहाँ आएंगे, वो उनका जहाँ ऑफिस और लिविंग जहाँ बनेगा।
तो अकोमोडेशन में कितने रूम होंगे, कितने लोगों को आप कैटर कर पाएंगे?
जहाँ तकरीबन 205 या 250 करीबी जो अकोमोडेशन बनेगी, रूम बनेंगे और उसमें तकरीबन 3000 लोगों को कैटर कर पाएंगे हम।
Well, a level 3 fire broke out in the scrap compound in Mankhurd area earlier this morning. So far, no casualties have been reported.
Early this morning, huge flames engulfed Mankhurd's mandala. This comes as a level 3 fire broke out in a scrap compound in Mandala. Police and fire tenders were rushed immediately at spot in a bid to assess the situation and control the raging blaze that sent thick black plumes of smoke up high in the air. While the authorities have informed that no casualties have been reported so far, a probe is now underway to ascertain the cause of the fire. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
The SIT's probe into the Kerala blast widens. And huge fire breaks out in Mankhurd.
दशकों पुरानी समस्याओं का समाधान होते हुए आज देश अपनी आंखों के सामने देख रहा है। और कभी कभी लोग कह भी रहे हैं कि हमने सोचा नहीं था कि हम जीते जी ये देख पाएंगे। ऐसा कई लोग कहते हैं और इसके दो प्रमुख कारण हैं। पहला, भारत के 130 करोड़ लोगों का आत्मविश्वास जो कहता है यस, इट इज इंडियाज मोमेंट। और दूसरा, भारत के 130 करोड़ लोगों की सोच जो कहती है नेशन फर्स्ट।
Do you think that at every point any agency, whether it's the ED, the CBI, the ACB, questions need to be raised on them?
I personally think that in a democratic country, Parliament must have full control of the agencies as well. Why do we make them into what is called a holy cow, that nobody can touch them? They must be made answerable. You may not interfere in a specific investigation, but at the end of the day, they must be made accountable to Parliament.
You come from the northeast, but then the concept of integrated India, Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat Kar, this concept is very relevant to every state and specifically the northeast.
So I think it's the balance and between that, and I think the leadership along with the flexibility in the constitutional framework that we have is really what will allow this beautiful nation of ours, which has this complexity, yet, as you said, the nation first approach is really what is a way to move forward in. And so I think there is always a way forward, respecting the different communities, respecting the difference that we have, and yet keeping the nation first is really the way forward that we need.
5G सर्विस जो कि एक बहुत ही क्रांतिकारी सर्विस के तौर पर माना जा रहा है। भारत सबसे अधिक तीव्र गति से डिजिटलीकरण करने वाली इकोनॉमी है।
Hello and welcome. Well, India's biggest news event is back. The third edition of the Republic Summit will be held in the national capital this month. The biggest names, the biggest newsmakers, the biggest agents of change and transformation in India will be at the Republic Summit once again this year. So stand by for what will be by far India's biggest news event by miles. India's transformation is for us to celebrate together, to take pride in together. What does this time of transformation mean to you? Tell us what this transformation means to you and send us your video on it via WhatsApp on 7304434381. The most compelling responses will get in-house seats to India's biggest news event, the Republic Summit. Join us in celebrating this time of transformation. It's time for the news now. At this hour, you're watching Live and Breaking on Republic. I'm Rukma with you. Here are the headlines we're tracking at this hour.
यही नेता इन्हीं माफिया और डॉन के घरों में जाकर चाय पीते थे। उनकी राजनीति में, उनकी सरकारों में इनको संरक्षण मिलता था। अब ये सवाल खड़ा होता है कि ये सब इनके लिए क्यों बोलते हैं।
Tukre gang lionizes mafia don Atiq. Union Minister Anurag takes on Atiq apologists in a scathing attack. And Atiq and Ashraf killers make big revelations, say they were inspired by gangster Lawrence Bishnoi.
शासन की कार्रवाई करके पायलट साहब के करके बताओ। फटकी का दूध याद आ जाएगा, फटकी का दूध याद आ जाएगा और क्या करेगा फैसला।
But Congress yet to decide on revolt. Pilot camp throws a dare, says be ready to face repercussions. In Patna, a woman officer is dragged, abused and attacked by the sand mafia. But Nitish Kumar is silent. Mega roadshows, rallies and bigwigs set to file nominations. It's a high prestige fight in battleground Karnataka. Complete mayhem on the streets of Sudan. At least 90 killed in crossfire between army and paramilitary. And in news that's breaking now, ever since Sachin Pilot's dharna, the atmosphere in the Rajasthan Congress has become increasingly more heated by the day. The Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot factions were again seen attacking each other. Meanwhile, Rajasthan Minister Rajendra Singh Guda has released a statement warning Chief Minister Gehlot not to take action against Sachin Pilot.
ये राजस्थान की 36 कौम, सभी धर्मी जात, धर्म और जाति और बिरादरी का नौजवान आपके पीछे खड़ा जी जान के लिए, जी जान देने के लिए। और जिस दिन दूध भी है तो अनुशासन की कार्रवाई करके पायलट साहब के करके बताओ। फटकी का दूध याद आ जाएगा, फटकी का दूध याद आ जाएगा। और क्या चला फैसला जय हिंद जय भारत।
So Rajendra Singh Guda there on the fight between Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot. Anuj joining us for this latest development. Anuj, are we seeing more and more joining, different camps being divided within the Rajasthan Congress?
Well, Rukma, as we broke this earlier also, that the camp is already divided within the Congress party. One camp is in favor of Sachin Pilot, and that's something what we are seeing at this point in time. Our minister coming out in favor and in support and daring and making it very much clear that they don't want any action to be taken on Sachin Pilot. Whereas one camp is backing Ashok Gehlot and they are saying that they want action to be taken. And that's something what we heard from the AICC in charge of Rajasthan, that's Randhawa. But on the other hand, if we talk about the infighting, that continues. But as we broke it earlier, and as I just mentioned it, that this is the camp which is already divided within the Congress party, and the Congress top brasses, including the President Mallikarjun Kharge, is not able to handle the situation as of till now, because no conclusion as of till now. We have seen the meetings after meeting. We have seen how there was meeting with President Mallikarjun Kharge, how there was a meeting at Rahul Gandhi's residence, but nothing has reached to conclusion. Whereas if we talk about the infighting, that continues. The camps has been clearly divided, and this is the camp of Sachin Pilot, who is coming out in open and making it very much clear that there should be no action against Sachin Pilot, making it very much clear, we can call it a threat or we can call it a dare. There they are daring it and making it very much clearly, stating it very much clearly that there should be no action against Sachin Pilot. This is to wait and watch how it is going to pan out. But the infighting continues, and the loyalist of Pilot or the lobby of Pilot is coming out in open and making it clear that they don't want any action against Sachin Pilot. And we are standing with you. The youth of Rajasthan, there stated by the minister, is standing with you. So this is clearly giving support to the Sachin Pilot. Sachin Pilot lobby is now coming out in open and making it very much clear, daring Ashok Gehlot, the Chief Minister, that there should be no action against Sachin Pilot. This is to see how it is going to pan out, but no conclusion yet, and the camps are clearly divided. Yes.
Right. Anuj, joining us on the phone line now is Manjinder Singh Sirsa on the phone line. Mr. Sirsa, what does the BJP say now? Because, well, earlier also the BJP had mentioned, various leaders had mentioned about, the kind of factionalism, the kind of, it says that it has become a party of squabbles, referring to the Congress party. Now we are seeing one of a Congress member, a long-standing Congress member of Rajasthan, saying, daring the Chief Minister. Your response?
See, I would say it's power hunger between both of them. One is a young Turk, another is a very old, sophisticated person who has been in power since so many years. And both are power hungry. He do not want to leave the chair and he want to occupy that. So it is nothing for the public's sake. They are just pulling each other and ruining the state like anything. Sachin Pilot saying कि वो तो corrupt हैं जी, corruption के खिलाफ कार्रवाई करो. But आप भी तो government थे, you were a deputy chief minister. Why didn't you act against the corruption? It was so. But now when he feels कि मैं I'm sidelined by this now after getting no response from Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi, so I think he is away now. And most probably either Congress will throw him out or he'll leave the Congress because he has got no choice there. ना ही उसको कोई टिकट देने वाला, ना ही उसको वहाँ पे कोई इलेक्शन लड़ाने वाला. तो ये तो लड़ाई आपसी लड़ाई है जो एक स्टेट को नुकसान पहुंचाने का काम कर रही है. दोनों लड़ रहे हैं सत्ता के हासिल करने के लिए, इससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं.
Well, many thanks, Mr. Sirsa, for joining us there and for sharing your thoughts. Well, the Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot war infighting in the Rajasthan Congress coming to the fore once again. Now, a staunch supporter of Sachin Pilot says dares Gehlot to take action and warns him against doing so. And going back once again to Anuj. Anuj, every time, we are seeing for some years now, in recent months in particular, Sachin Pilot comes to a point of breaking away. And then he makes a show of coming to Delhi and, meeting the top brass. Then the top brass doesn't meet him. And then he goes back and he's back in the party again. What seems to be his strategy? What does he really want? What do insiders say?
Well, Rukma, as you pointed it out very clear, that we have seen the same in the past also. We have seen how last time it was Sachin Pilot who even left the party and there was action taken against Sachin Pilot. This time also what we are seeing the parlays of meetings after meetings in the national capital. As you pointed out very rightly, he came back to the national capital, but there was no meeting with the top brasses. Rather, he did not decide to meet. That's something what we have been told, whereas there is one more line which is coming in that the top brasses doesn't give him the time. But let's see how it is going to pan out, what exactly has happened. But at this point in time, let me tell you that the Congress party is in very much huddle. Because we have seen what has happened with Jyotirajya Scindia. We have seen what has happened with Prasada. We have seen with numbers of Congress leadership, the senior leadership like Ghulam Nabi Azad leaving the party, like Kapil Sibal is no more with the party. So this is a message which is going to Kada, and this is happening just before the assembly election. So this is the top brass of the Congress party to handle the situation on the ground, and that's why nothing has reached to conclusion yet. And let me also tell you, Rukma, if we talk about this camp which is divided, if we talk about the lobby of Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot, it's not limited to state. But this is in the national capital also. The top leadership, what we have been told, in the top leadership, there are camp divided. One is in the favor of Ashok Gehlot, whereas one camp is favoring Sachin Pilot. That's something what we are seeing. So the top brasses, including Rahul Gandhi, including Sonia Gandhi and the President Mallikarjun Kharge, is still in hurdle, is still in trouble. How to control the damage and how to give a message to the Kada, because we are very much near to the elections also. If we talk about the assembly election, this is 8 months. So to give a message to the Kada, to control the situation, the Congress party had to come out with a solution. But because of the camp divided, because of the infighting within the Congress party, nothing has reached to conclusion yet. This is to see, wait and watch whether the party is going to take any kind of action against Sachin Pilot, because this was the line which was taken by Randhawa, who is also the in charge of Rajasthan from the AICC, from the Congress party. He also stated the same, that there will be action taken. But he has not named Sachin Pilot in that, let me tell you. He stated that action will be taken. On the day when this meeting happened, when he met with K.C. Venugopal, later he met with Mallikarjun Kharge. The duo met with Mallikarjun Kharge, the president of the Congress party, but nothing has happened, because prior to that, this was Rahul Gandhi, whom with this particular meeting happened, where the duo met with Rahul Gandhi also. But nothing has reached a conclusion, but this is to see, wait and watch how it is going to pan out, because the Congress party is in trouble. It is again going to be the trouble which is mounting on the head of the Congress party just before the Rajasthan state election, whereas the infighting does not stop, but it continues, and the camps are already being divided, as I told you earlier, that it's not limited to state. This is not limited to Rajasthan itself, but the infighting has reached to national capital. We are seeing that the top leadership is also divided. If we talk about the camp, one is in favor of Ashok Gehlot, another is in favor of Sachin Pilot.
Right.
Yes, back to you.
Right, Anuj, thank you very much for breaking that down for us and for those inputs. And Anuj, my colleague there, telling us about this infighting that extends through the ranks from the Rajasthan Congress to the top levels of the Congress party. Infighting is the name of the game when it comes to Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot. But more on that later. Let's take a look at some other stories that we're tracking. The Ministry of Home Affairs is keeping an eye on the law and order related developments in UP after the murders of gangster turned politician Atiq Ahmed and his brother Ashraf by 3 assailants on Saturday. People familiar with the developments said on Monday. UP police have shifted their focus on tracing slain gangster turned politician Atiq Ahmed's absconding wife. Shaista Parveen and are surprised she did not either surrender or turn up for the burials of either her son or those of her husband and brother-in-law. Union Minister Anurag Thakur slams the opposition for criticizing the killing of gangster-turned-politician Atiq Ahmed and his brother Ashraf. He goes on to say, I quote, "These same mafia leaders used to attack common people, kill and loot them. But we never heard any of these politicians speaking against it."
यही माफिया वाले जब आम जनमानस पर, व्यापारी पर प्रहार करते थे, मारते थे, दबाकर वसूली करते थे, तब इनमें से, आप में से किसी नेता को बोलते हुए नहीं सुना, क्योंकि यही नेता इन्हीं माफिया और डॉन के घरों में जाकर चाय पीते थे। उनकी राजनीति में, उनकी सरकारों में इनको संरक्षण मिलता था। अब ये सवाल खड़ा होता है कि ये सब इनके लिए क्यों बोलते हैं।
Minister of External Affairs S. Jaishankar held talks with Russia's Deputy Prime Minister Denis Manturov, who is also the country's Minister of Industry and Trade, after the latter began his two-day visit to India. At the meeting, the External Affairs Minister commented on the ties between India and Russia, stating the two nations have historic people died.
Let me try to place the economic cooperation in a strategic context. Our partnership today is a subject of attention and comment, not because it has changed, but because it has not. Indeed, it has been among the steadiest of the major relationships of the world in the contemporary era.
The National Investigation Agency has taken over the probe into the violent demonstrations by pro-Khalistan protesters outside the Indian High Commission in London last month and is likely to send a team there very soon to investigate a larger conspiracy. A special investigation team of Kerala police probing into the fire incident in a moving train earlier this month that left 3 people dead said on Monday that the lone accused Shahrukh Saifi was highly radicalized and videos of controversial Islamic preachers like Zakir Naik and Atiq Ahmed were recovered from his mobile phone. Massive fire broke out in the scrap compound in Mandala's Mankhurd area in Mumbai. Police and fire tenders were at the spot immediately. More details are awaiting. Supreme Court issues notices to Nagaland Chief Minister Nefi Rio, State Chief Secretary and tribal leaders for repealing the Nagaland Municipal Act and violating an undertaking given to the court to roll out 33% reservation for women in local bodies after a gap of more than a decade. And there's new news that's breaking right now. As I speak, as per sources, the 3 men who shot Atiq Ahmed and his brother Ashraf were said to be inspired by jailed gangster Lawrence Bishnoi. The operation to kill Atiq was planned, they say, by Sunny Singh, who watched interviews and videos of Lawrence Bishnoi. Not just that, the shooters have also made some other big disclosures during their interrogation. And Tanisha, to take us through this breaking news, Tanisha, lots of disclosures now that the 3 men are being interrogated, the 3 men responsible for the killing of Atiq and Ashraf. Take our viewers through what's happening.
Well, right, Rukma, there's a big breaking news coming in and a fresh lead in the case. Where remember, it was on Saturday night at 10:35 when the mafia don were shot dead by these 3 shooters who were masquerading, who were imposters, and they were masquerading as media journalists. Now, to take our viewers through where they actually hail from, remember all the 3 shooters hail from 3 different areas, which is Banda, Hamirpur and Karsganj. So they have no common link with between them. Also, what is known is all the 3 shooters never ever committed a crime before together. Now, what makes us think is that where were they inspired from? Now, according to sources, they have revealed during the interrogation that they used to watch, especially the main shooter Sunny. He used to watch videos that were inspired by Lawrence Bishnoi. He used to get inspired from the way Lawrence Bishnoi committed crimes, his modus operandi, and many other things. So this is the massive revelations coming in, where it is known through sources that during interrogation, shooter Sunny has revealed that he used to watch Lawrence Bishnoi's videos, and it is through his videos that he got convinced, that he got motivated to commit this crime. It is also said that all of these 3 shooters came together through the main link, which is shooter Sunny. The shooter Sunny is said to be the main person to get the other 2 shooters, Lavlesh and Arun, together. This is the big lead coming in, and as the interrogation is still underway and the SIT committees also have been formed, there is more information likely to come out, because remember, these 3 shooters hail from 3 different places and not Allahabad and not Prayagraj. So coming to Prayagraj, committing a crime and not letting anybody know about it, smuggling illegal weapons in Prayagraj is a matter of question as to who helped them, under whose direction were they working, and if they were not working under somebody, who were they actually inspired from. And the fresh lead coming in is that Lawrence Bishnoi is the person by which shooter Sunny was inspired. Rukma.
Right, Tanisha, well, stay with us. I'll be right back with you. But now, viewers, from Atiq ji to murder due to media trial. As Atiq apologists try to lionize the mafia don, Union Minister Anurag Thakur has hit out. Let's listen in.
यही माफिया वाले जब आम जनमानस पर, व्यापारी पर प्रहार करते थे, मारते थे, दबाकर वसूली करते थे, तब इनमें से, आप में से किसी नेता को बोलते हुए नहीं सुना, क्योंकि यही नेता इन्हीं माफिया और डॉन के घरों में जाकर चाय पीते थे। उनकी राजनीति में, उनकी सरकारों में इनको संरक्षण मिलता था। अब ये सवाल खड़ा होता है कि ये सब इनके लिए क्यों बोलते हैं।
And going back from what the Union Minister has said to my colleague Tanisha. Tanisha, you just heard it as we sounded out our viewers to that bite of the Union Minister Anurag Thakur. A war of words has now broken out. We have Atiq apologists on the one side. On the other side, we have those who are now, giving full credit to a completely different UP police under Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath.
Well, and for a massive war that now broken out between the opposition and the government. It out and out that took place and said that it was a fake encounter and said that it was all.
Tanisha, I'm very sorry about that. I'll try and connect you later, but right now the audio is totally scrambled. Well, so there are major revelations that are emerging in that interrogation that's underway of the 3 killers of Atiq and his brother Ashraf. Let's take a look at some other news now. In sports, Mumbai Indians and SRH, that's Sunrisers Hyderabad, are neck and neck when it comes to the head-to-head battle in the points table. A total of 19 matches have taken place between the teams, and on 10 occasions, it was the Mumbai Indians who have reigned supreme compared to 9 wins of SRH. The MI versus SRH battle will take place next at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium today. Despite the heroics from RCB's Glenn Maxwell and Faf du Plessis, CSK have the last laugh as they picked up an 8-wicket win over RCB in a major. Devon Conway, Chennai Super Kings batsman, praised MS Dhoni after CSK beat RCB by 8 runs. Playing for the first time in yellow, Conway revealed he was overwhelmed while having lunch in between Dhoni and CSK captain Ravindra Jadeja. Former England spinner Monty Panesar dissects difference between Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli's captaincy. Panesar explains that Virat Kohli took the game to the opposition. Rohit Sharma is much more composed and cooler than the former Indian skipper. Cristiano Ronaldo names his greatest playing 11 with the players he has rubbed shoulders with in his career. Ronaldo joined Al Nassr earlier this year from Man U on a free transfer, but has not really managed to live up to the bill. Alex Rins wins Grand Prix of the Americas in Texas, claims 100th podium for LCR Honda. In the process, the victory ends Honda's drought, their last win coming at the Emilia Romagna GP in 2021. Larson passes Joey Logano with 29 laps to go and on to win his second Cup Series race of the season on a day when NASCAR welcomed back Chase Elliott. Caretaker Chelsea manager Frank Lampard takes his team through their paces as he looks to turn around a 2-0 deficit on the return leg of the UEFA Champions League quarter-final against Real Madrid. And Kenya's Evans Chebet wins the Boston Marathon for second straight year after surging to the front at Heartbreak Hill to spoil the eagerly anticipated debut of world record holder and fellow countryman Eliud Kipchoge. Argentina replaces Indonesia as host of Under-20 World Cup next month. FIFA announces the decision just over 2 weeks after Indonesia was stripped of hosting rights. And in news that's coming up, in Patna, a woman officer is dragged, abused and attacked by the sand mafia. But Nitish Kumar still remains silent. Also, mega roadshows, rallies and bigwigs set to file nominations. It's a high prestige fight in battleground Karnataka.
Your friend Mamta Banerjee, she says that आप consult नहीं करते, like on disinvestment, opposition should have been consulted.
हमने सोचना बंद नहीं किया। करोड़ों की संख्या में रिपब्लिक भारत और रिपब्लिक टीवी दोनों को देश में लोग देख रहे हैं। ये सब कभी ना कभी ट्रेन का सफर करते हैं। अब हम चाहते हैं कि वो ट्रेन का सफर अंग्रेजी में SUFFER सफर ना रहे, वो एक सुगम सफर हो जाए।
Think that at every point, any agency, whether it's the ED, the CBI, the ACB, questions need to be raised on them?
I personally think that in a democratic country, Parliament must have full control of the agencies as well. Why do we make them into what is called a holy cow, that nobody can touch them? They must be made answerable. You may not interfere in a specific investigation, but at the end of the day, they must be made accountable to Parliament.
The tone of the leadership I convey to Prime Minister Modi of India.
प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी G20 इवेंट के दौरान नेताओं के साथ द्विपक्षीय बैठक करेंगे।
you come from the northeast, but then the concept of integrated India, Ek Bharat, Shresht Bharat Kar, this concept is very relevant to every state and specifically the northeast. So I think it's the balance and between that, and I think the leadership along with the flexibility in the constitutional framework that we have is really what will allow this beautiful nation of ours, which has this complexity, yet, as you said, the nation first approach is really what is a way to move forward in. And so I think there is always a way forward, respecting the different communities, respecting the difference that we have, and yet keeping the nation first is really the way forward that we need.
इस देश में बहुत समय के बाद एक ऐसी सरकार आई है जो सरकार टिकाने के लिए नहीं चल रही, देश को सुधारने के लिए सरकार चल रही है।
ये पहला एक बड़ा इवेंट हुआ है जहां पे आप इस पर विस्तृत तौर से
Good morning and thank you very much for staying with us on Republic TV. Now, the third edition of the Republic Summit will be held in the national capital on the 25th and 26th of this month. It's got the biggest names, the biggest newsmakers and the biggest agents of change and transformation who will be at the Republic Summit once again. So stand by for what will be by far India's biggest news event by miles. Now, India's transformation is for us to celebrate together, to take pride in it together. What does this time of transformation mean to you? Tell us what this transformation means to you and send us your video on it via WhatsApp on 730-443-4381. The most compelling responses will get in-house tickets to the Republic Summit. Join us in celebrating this time of transformation. And here are the headlines that we are tracking at 10:30 this morning.
यही नेता इन्हीं माफिया और डॉन के घरों में जाकर चाय पीते थे। उनकी राजनीति में, उनकी सरकारों में उनको संरक्षण मिलता था। अब ये सवाल खड़ा होता है कि ये सब इनके लिए क्यों बोलते हैं।
Union Minister Anurag Thakur takes on Atiq apologists in this scathing attack. Atiq and Ashraf's killers make a big revelation, say that they were inspired by the gangster Lawrence Bishnoi.
शासन की कार्रवाई करके पायलट साहब के करके बताओ, फटकी का दूध याद आ जाएगा, फटकी का दूध याद आ जाएगा और क्या चलेगा फैसला।
The Congress party yet to decide on the revolt that's brewing in the Rajasthan Congress pilot camps, throws a dare, says be ready or face repercussions. In Patna, a woman officer is dragged and abused and attacked by the stand mafia. Mega roadshows, rallies and big wigs set to file their nominations today for the Karnataka elections. And complete mayhem in Sudan, at least 90 are killed in crossfire between the army and paramilitary. Well, a very disturbing news story that we are bringing to you right now. A 2.5-year-old child drowned after falling into a pit that had been dug to install a water pipeline by the Bangalore Sewage Board. No warning signs had been installed near this area where this pit had been dug. In fact, Prajwal has more details on what really happened. Prajwal, good morning. A very disturbing story coming in once again from Bengaluru. You know, Prajwal, civic apathy is something that Bangalore has almost become synonymous with.
Absolutely, Nupur, and this has also been the talking or center point for at least for the city of Bengaluru during the upcoming elections in Karnataka. And such civic apathy is going ahead and claiming many innocent lives, not only in Bengaluru but also across the entire state of Karnataka. And in the latest, now we are getting to learn that this 2.5-year-old kid Karthik was playing near his house, at which point of time he fell into an open drain which was dug by the Bangalore Water Supply and Sewage Board as well. And despite the best efforts of the residents who were nearby, they tried to rescue the child, but he wasn't rescued as well. And later the body was taken out and kept there, and only after which the BWSSB engineer along with the assistant executive engineer also arrived at the spot. And for reasons known to the BWSSB, the site engineer had left this entire pit open because they wanted to install a pipe which was providing sanitation underground as well. And because of all these developmental works which was taking place, they had left this drain open as well. And if you look at the pit as well, it is at least 6 feet in depth and around 5 feet in width as well. And this is absolutely shocking. Now a case has already been registered at the Byadhalli police station against the engineer and also the site inspector who was there as well. And the police have taken both of them into custody, and interrogation is currently underway, even as Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai has come in for a lot of brickbats, and he is also being slammed in by the opposition, stating that this is the sad state of civic affairs in the city of Bengaluru. Because imagine if such an incident can happen in Bengaluru, it can happen across the entire state of Karnataka at anywhere as well. And despite the huge workforce which is at the hands of the BWSSB, there has been no sort of action which has been taken. And the BWSSB MD will have to also be held accountable in this particular issue too. And the Congress too has gone ahead now and hit out at the government, stating that how many more innocent lives will be claimed by the BWSSB and the BBMP. Because on one hand, the BBMP also goes on, digs roads, and because of potholes, we have seen several deaths which has been reported in the state of Karnataka. In the first quarter of the year itself, we have seen around 10 pothole deaths which has been reported from Bengaluru alone, and many other road accidents too. And this is something which is very shocking, and now the BWSSB will have to be held accountable and responsible for this.
All right. Thank you very much, Prajwal, for bringing us the details of this particular incident. As Prajwal is pointing out, of course, responsibility still has to be affixed on who is to be blamed for this civic apathy. Now, video has emerged from Patna, where a large group of people was seen attacking a woman officer from the mining department. A total of 44 people have been arrested so far, and 3 FIRs have been filed in the case. The woman officer was from the state's mining department, and people who attacked her by dragging and hurling abuses at her were allegedly involved in illegal sand mining activity in Bihar's Bihta town. Now, about